Welcome to Yorkshire and the Humber School of Anaesthesia website. This is a short video abridged from the 2018 induction aimed at explaining the roles within the school. I've tried to find a suitable explanatory diagram to show all these roles, but none exist. Therefore, I have used this old and out-of-date slide to best illustrate the setup as much as I could. The trainee, the focus of all this educational infrastructure, is illustrated in white at the bottom here. The roles in red, illustrated here, are roles within an individual trust. The clinical supervisor is the person who keeps an eye on your clinical work during a particular placement. For example, there may be a named clinical supervisor for the trauma unit of training, whose job it is to sign off trainees for their trauma module if they have met their core competencies. The clinical supervisor will not always be from your base specialty. For example, within the ACCS training programme, there will be clinical supervisors for the acute medicine and emergency medicine component who will be a physician and an EM consultant respectively. They will write a clinical supervisor's report at the successful completion of your post. The educational supervisor, above the clinical supervisor, is in charge of supervising your educational development as a whole, both clinical attainment and completion of non-clinical competencies, such as QI projects. The educational supervisor, or ES, will be from your base specialty, even in ACCS, and is increasingly likely to remain as your ES for a number of years, even when you move hospital. The DME is the Director of Medical Education, who reports directly to the Trust Board. They may or may not be an anaesthetist depending on your trust. The roles of clinical supervisor and educational supervisor can be blurred somewhat between regions, specialties and hospitals. However, rather than covering it in agonising detail here, I'm sure your college tutor will provide local guidance at your departmental induction. And that brings us nicely onto the role of the college tutor. The college tutor is illustrated in blue here. This is a role that doesn't exist in some specialties, including foundation training. They are illustrated as being in blue because they're a college appointment, but I feel their role is more complex, having responsibilities to the trust, the deanery, and the Royal College, as illustrated here. They manage and supervise the educational supervisors and coordinate the training scheme within a specific hospital. They are a vital link between the trainees, the trusts, and the deanery. The deanery roles are illustrated in yellow here. The term deanery is supposed to have been replaced by Health Education England, but it is often still called the deanery. TPD stands for Training Programme Director, the person or persons in charge of running the whole training programme within a locality, region or hub. The TPDs are in charge of organising rotations between hospitals, managing appraisal through the ARCP process, and helping manage any doctors who are struggling. There will often be a separate TPD for the higher ST anaesthetic training scheme and a TPD for the ACCS and core anaesthetic training scheme. Within the deanery box in the diagram, there are a number of roles. The head of school and deputy head of school, who coordinate the training across Yorkshire and the Humber as a whole and report to the deputy dean and the dean above them about the functioning of the school. Also within the deanery are the programme support staff. These staff are far and away the most important people. They keep the whole structure functioning smoothly, and they cover all the organisational tasks here. Without them, the whole programme would rapidly grind to a halt. Finally, a number of additional supportive and advisory roles. For example, the reps. There will frequently be a junior doctor rep, a BMA rep, and a trainee anaesthetist rep in each trust. There will also be a guardian of safe working to ensure rotas are compliant and training opportunities are not missed. This concludes our whistle-stop tour of the roles within the programme. More information is available throughout the Yorkshire and the Humber School of Anaesthesia website, where you found this video. Thank you for listening.